do you feel like amongst men then that like trauma is kind of carried as a badge of honor? I was listening to a podcast from Cam Newton. I think it was Jason
Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about how I guess sometimes trauma in the black community and across men as well can be seen as a badge of honor. It's like, you know, the idea is like I grew up in the ends. I grew up in. I had no dad. I had no X, Y, and Z. And sometimes they still hold in that to that identity as the only way they can sort of rationalize being a man. Do you know what I mean?
I think more than anything, what it is really underlying is a cry for help. Okay. I think any cry for any vocalization of anything you've gone through, most of the times we would perceive that to be, okay, cool, this is someone that's celebrating where they've come from in a negative way. But I see any promotion of terrible experiences as also an invitation to say, hey, look, this is what I've been through. Please show me some care. Mm-hmm. And how I tend to respond to situations like that myself when someone is kind of, celebrating experiences that are quite negative and have had a real kind of, impactful, a measure on their world, generally speaking, is with curiosity. Rather than saying, okay, cool, that's what you've been through. What you've been through, how has it formed you? What has it taught you? How does this kind of limit you in a lot of ways? Because I think for a lot of guys that have gone through experiences of that nature, they don't tend to see the self-limiting element of going through things of that kind of capacity. And yeah,